Greetings everyone, my name is Uttervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersmith levels and some other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former for the next 2-ish hours, and then I'll showcase any art that was posted on the server. Thank you for joining me, Sunflora, J Butters, Raccoon, Paul, Jedog, El Paizo, and as well as all the lurkers. And here we are. I'm gonna start off with a level that was submitted last week, but I didn't get enough time to cover. Mega Koopa Fire Mario Stage Pipe Maze by Neko Dave. 38 plays and a score 12. Let's go. I know I said I may have been able to cover level packs tonight, but unfortunately, that won't be the case because of a variety of reasons. I'll grab one just in case. At least this is more powerful than the broom. Oh boy. Nice. When I eventually play ZX, I'll probably play on normal mode. I watched someone play it in full, but yeah, I don't feel skilled enough. I won't have a stream tomorrow morning because I want to take the day off because of the upcoming Steam Next Fest. But I will have something else premiering then. Yep. This part of the year is always kind of fun, because at the beginning you already have the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. And then later in the month, you have the Steam Next Fest. I will warn you all though, for the upcoming demo submissions or whatever, I'm gonna be a lot more careful what gets selected. Or what do I choose to prevent issues. Keep in mind you can pick up the two demos. A primary and a secondary. Primaries has a greater chance of being covered. Secondaries, a maybe. I'll probably be taking it easier compared to the last Steam Next Fest. Because, you know, I didn't even finish editing all the demos for Sage yet. Not to mention Hollow Knight, so yeah. I'm probably gonna cover... shoot, I'm dead. I'm probably gonna cover about 10 demos, we'll see. 10 or 12. I already know what one of my picks is gonna be. Like, I have about 3 picks. And one of them is gonna be Crash Out Crew. But that'll be saved for the multiplayer night. Well, notable picks I've noticed are, of course, Crash Out Crew for the same from the same folks who brought you Peak, Or more specifically, another crab's treasure. Cool. Okay, compared to today's level pack, this is a lot more interesting with this level design. And also forcing to play as a character who doesn't have infinite range attacks does make it a bit more challenging too. Good morning, Jaden. The other game I'm probably gonna check out is Bubsy 4D because it basically has the Demon Tides movement. I kinda wish that he took double damage, but oh no. And now it collapses. Or not. Oh, that was lucky. You get... Pyro Bloom. I seen that. Visuals look a bit much for me, but I'll try my best to sample. But yeah, pick 2 if you can. But remember, I'm going to be a lot harsher with the curations from this point onwards, or I'll be a lot more careful to avoid a repeat of one incident that happened during Sage. As for my third entry, or third choice, I am not sure yet actually. Unfortunately, the full list is only going to be released on the day of the Steam Next Fest beginning, which is going to be the 13th. And that also includes the trailer. I really wish I had access to the trailer earlier, because then I could pick out some of the major stuff there. I'm going to cover a combination of big indie releases, medium indie releases, and more obscure things. Sometimes the more obscure stuff is fun, or turns out to be very fun. For example, Sulfur, or last time, Michael Punk. That was a hoot. Yeah, the Mario game. That was, I'm gonna try avoiding that. Hi, Buster. Oh yeah, for everyone here, and now more people have joined in, I'm only gonna have one stream this weekend. I'm gonna take Sunday off because I want to have a day off because of the upcoming Next Fest. But I will have a video posted on Sunday premiering there of 1 or 2 Let's Tries I've done of Sage. Alright. Oh shoot, I need to I also forgot to mention this a few days ago. And let me check that. I know there are multiple anniversaries. Give me a sec. Found it. That was the anniversary for TF2. Nah, that isn't. That was the anniversary for 1 or 2 Valve games. Not tomorrow. Anyways, I guess I had the wrong information. I already did Geno Kids in the last Next Fest, so I'm not redoing it. That's something else I want to point out, especially for Next Fest. If I already covered a demo during the previous one, or during a previous Next Fest, I most likely won't redo it, unless there's been major changes done. The only exception to this rule is Sage, but Sage is smaller, so I'm a lot more open to that. But for Next Fest, with the thousands of demos available, and the fact that most of those, pretty much all those games featured are going to be sold, well, I am less sympathetic. Second up is Commando Gutsman by Jinox74, 40 plays and a score of 12. You played the phone game? Nice. But yeah, wait until Monday before I get the full list of games comes out before you make your final set of recommendations or requests. Oh my goodness, is that actually a spike? It looks like it. Cactus mats. Carrot. Gosh. Okay, the carrots block. Hi, Apples. I know I said to cover level packs, but due to other commitments, I can't do it tonight. Ooh, Shadows Rising Mach Tree. An actual Legends game with fully 3D gameplay and dungeons and side quests. When you say phone, is this smartphone or pre-smartphone era? Regardless, I'm impressed. The flip. Oh no. Oh. The fact that they were able to pull off a fully 3D game. Oh, that's cool. The fact they were able to pull off a fully 3D game with a flip phone. That is very impressive. When I play it on the channel, maybe if I can emulate it. Like, okay, I expect 2D games on the flip phone era. It's understandable with that. 3D though, ooh. And it's not just like when you say 3D, it's not like like Doom style 3D. No, actual Legends. Bravo, 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 game devs. Send me the details in DMs. I'm curious. I mean, I'm interested in covering that prologue game for Legends 2 that only recently got translated to English. Might as well show this off as a sampler at least. Darn it, I missed the key. Got it. No overworld, segmented levels, and it runs at 5 FPS. Ooh. The PowerPoint version. Well, the faster PowerPoint version. Hi, Salty. Thank you for being the 10th user. That's always funny, regardless. Oh yeah, Glitch X. I've watched the full direct. It's great. Can't wait for Digital Circus episode. The next episode. Ooh, things are gonna get serious there. I know it's a beach episode, but nothing's ever what it seems. I fell for it. What were you responding to, Jay Butters? I lost that train of thought. Oops. That's new. I never heard this part of the song before. Ah, gotcha. You can talk about the previous Sage demos, your excitement of upcoming releases, or Next Fest stuff. Yeah, this song goes hard with the new bits. Wait, is that actually... Hang on. No, that isn't. They had a list. Oh, sorry. Okay, I understand now. I mean, is it part of the Steam Next? Is it part of the Steam Next Fest October 2025 edition? Gotcha. Even if it was part of it, I probably wouldn't cover it because I already did that last time. But if you find something else that's interesting, let me know. I know I don't get to everything on time, but I eventually try to get to it. Get me out of here. No. I need healing. Ouch. Yeah, I mentioned before when I saw the broken walls the first time, or when I was introducing it, I realized it doesn't miss many of them due to how subtle they could become depending on which tiles you used. Eventually, you'll make it. Astral Ascent. Is that... What is that? Oh, that's not the game I was thinking of. Okay, I think I like this more... Well... Definitely I like this more than Gutsman. Commando Man... Maybe if this had the sandstorms that stage had, I could see that. As it stands right now, it's like a side grade. Man, Arceus. One of the best demos in Sage. I really wanted to talk about its place, what direction it's taking as a Wario, quote-unquote Wario-like, or rather, when I say Wario-like, I mean Wario Land 4-like. But in order, at the same time, I already kind of exhausted that well. Also, I also want to I want to do a comparison with the other Wario-like that was featured during the Sage, you know, Kira Kira Cackle Rampage, and how that's much more Pizza Tower inspired than Arceus. Like, if you try tracing the inspirations, things get a bit funky. Like, the main developer behind Arceus was one of the main programmers behind Anton Blast. So, we end up with some shared mythologies as well as inheritances. Oh no, we'll have to stop it now. Alright, goodbye everybody. Nah, just kidding. Let's go. Number 3 up is Base 2 Fortress Garage, Y Stage 1 by Mixter and EEX. 18 play score 0. What agency does the VTuber formerly known as Gorgora line writing? Oh, pfft. I see. Mines. Out. Oh, okay. Ouch. 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 I'm dead. Oh. That would've been funny if it worked. Yeah, I have to do all this section in one go. I can see why some people would dislike that. Sure thing, Apple. What do you mean there's no warning of the trucks, Jedok? That's the whole point of those arrows. See? I screwed up at first because I wasn't paying enough attention. Now I get what it's trying to say. You just need to react quickly. Oh, I was right there. Of course. Whee! Ah, I wanted to keep it. You paid a price now. Oh no, shoot. Darn it. Magnet missile? That could have been a disaster. I know I'm being extra careful here, and it's completely unnecessary. Okay. Is it just me or are they getting faster? Ouch. Yeah, they do. Oh no, I'm turning into Joopy. The only reason this got an equal number of negative downvotes... Excuse me, what am I saying? The only reason why this got the same number of upvotes as downvotes is because of that first section, honestly. Otherwise, it wasn't actually that bad. Goodbye. I liked it more than I disliked it. Trains could be a little bit finicky. Well, they could get a bit crowded there, but it's possible to do it without the use of any utilities anyways. I was just being extra cautious. Hey Dave, your level's the first one I covered during the stream. Dead Cell's gameplay style as a quote-unquote Roguevania, I call it a roguelite action platformer, is more aggressive, faster paced compared to some, I'd say, from what I've seen. Hey Sylph. Have I ever heard of Neros Q? Let me reread that. Neros Q is that backwards name for something? Doesn't really ring a bell. Oh no. Is it one of those things about... Is this one of those things about... analyzing or reviewing animated series or movies? Or is it one of those... Okay, let me rephrase it. Are they one of those YouTube movie or series analysts or reviews? Okay. I have a hunch where this is going, J Butters. Were they part of some sort of... Was the rabbit hole part of them angrily responding to someone else's review who was a different analyst? If the answer is yes, I already have a good idea what actually happened. I've seen a bit one too many of those. Okay, yeah. Okay, that says a lot. Okay, that was a neat stage. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, that's cool, Jaden. I am reading your comments, Jaden. Don't worry. Welcome back, Paul. Okay. Forward up is Nightman, but it's reimagined by Popcorn Master 42, 137 plays and a score of 68. They did mention that they misnamed this. Wait, I need to hang on. Let me redo this. 42. No, I don't want to thumbs you down, sorry. Forward up is Nightman, but it's reimagined by Popcorn Master 42, 137 plays and a score of 68. Nice score. They did mention that they should have called this a new take instead of reimagined. So I'll treat it as if it was a new take. That's the wrong symbol, Sylv. And your wrench is too big. The proction layouts are rather sparse. Unfortunately, that's something that most roguelikes and roguelites suffer from. Or proction Dead Labyrinths, take your pick. I mean, by this point, pretty much all the rogue-designed games I play are roguelites. The last roguelite game I played was... I can't actually remember. I mean, the closest thing could probably be Peak, actually, if you want to stretch the definition a bit. But they're not traditional or classic type, though. But yeah, this is gonna be the quote-unquote quiet before the storm weekend, before the next deluge of demos. I wonder what happened to I wonder where Papyrus is in Deltarune. That being said, even if the layouts are sparse, if the other parts of the gameplay make up for it, I'm fine. Okay, I don't think we need this many easy to get E and M tanks. It's not that hard. I'll respond to you in a moment, Buster. I want to progress a little bit more in Mega Man before I go on another 10-minute sidetrack. Well, although my comment for that is going to be short. Oh yeah, also, if everything goes well, the edited video of Lyra Struck's Let's Try during Sage will also be posted later today. I'll make sure to ping BBLIR. And that's another E-Tank. I get this is another take on Nightman, but it doesn't need to be that generous in terms of E-Tanks. At least make the E-Tanks somewhat of a challenge to get. That's cool, Jaden. There's more enemies to spice things up. I will eventually play Dead Cells because it's one of the roguelites. I do own it, not the DLC though. Boing, 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 boing. well, played more. Because I did technically defeat the final boss once. Well, the first final boss. The most I've engaged about Kingdom Hearts is from the sidelines, and more joking about the memes. The one Kingdom Hearts game I really want to play, and has been recommended to me quite a bit, is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Or whatever its current Final Mix version is actually called. Alright, I'll respond to your comment in a moment. Let me just defeat Nightman. Goodbye. Kind of hard to do that without a PlayStation. Or purchasing the game on PC, but... Okay, different take on Nightman. Still feels like Nightman, but the ceiling raising and lowering, the absence of it is noticeable, so I don't know. It was a nice rompy stage, but I don't know if it'd replace the original OG Nightman stage. It also felt easier, and we didn't need that many tanks. Okay, what was I gonna say? Yes. Excuse me, let me get this fixed. Got it. Is there a difference between roguelike and roguelite? To oversimplify and not wanting to get into a 10 to 15 minute discussion about the minutiae, I'll say this. The main difference between the like and light is that light has meta progression that actually results in power increases, whereas the likes don't. You may unlock new things in like, but it's like different starting parameters or side grades of sorts. They're not direct permanent boosts to your entire playthrough, future playthroughs. But of course, this is not really a binary thing. This is a gradient. And then we of course get into the whole discussion about classic/traditional roguelikes versus the new kind. I really don't want to go into the whole discussion about the Berlin interpretation and how I think that's overly stringent. Or how roguelite itself doesn't... It does infer quite a bit of the game's design, but it's like a modifier. It's complicated. And sometimes it feels like... Basically, if you want a rule of thumb, the answer is, does it have meta progression? If so, roguelite. If not, roguelike. PH2 is pretty solid. Ah yes, hiding important information in manuals. Tell me something I don't know about many games. I mean, on that note, most games that use the rogue design are roguelites anyway, and there's an argument to be made about whether we should just call them all roguelikes and differentiate the older design by just calling them classic roguelikes. So, yeah, you aren't alone, Buster. I just use the term roguelite instead because many devs use that term, and one of the games I like to play in the past basically popularized that term. That's neat, Jaden. And then of course there are certain games where you can turn off the meta progression. For example, remember when I played 30XX? That's one of those games where you can actually you can switch between it being a roguelite and roguelike. But yeah, that's a discussion for another day. Fifth up is Space Travel Bastronaut Quest Stage 8 Black Hole Field by the Patio. 70 plays, score 27. Should be more of a shmup level now. With Popcorn Master's level, it was nice rompy, but I wouldn't call it good. Sorry. Where we last left off, Icy. Into the black hole field we travel. Danger. Magna Centipede. Ouch. Don't go in. Thank you. Of course. Please go away, scrubbing bubbles. Oh gosh, why? Move, 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 move. Hello, pain. Ah, I had too much downwards momentum. I can emulate days. Well, where's recorded on? No, I wanted that. It's a miniature black hole, or pseudo black hole. Take your pick. Ouch, ouch. I'm dead. I'm Fred. Thank you. I don't know what I actually got. No, 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 I'm going. Beep. Let me in, let me in. Whew. I'm gonna shoot that sign. No Magnus to worry about. The battery's being kind this time. Ah, I'm dead. Just wanted to be 100% sure you die, so Spikes and instant death blocks. Recorded in Days are both DS games. Brat. It's like a shmup stage, but I understand not being able to pause. I understand why not being able to pause causes some issues. Good point. That's actually a good point, Manubi. With some tinkering around the song. With some tinkering to include some continuations or transitions between the songs, it'd work out very well. E. My favorite letter. No. Darn it. I'm just damage boosting. Oh shoot, okay. Let me in, let me in. Oh my. Just made a mountain out of a black hole. Down. Oh. Huh? Why didn't I perish there? Oh, spike guard. Got it. A different chord progression would work. You know how much I like X2's soundtrack, but feels like it... the songs are half done or something. Whew. Too strong. There are two magnets pulling me in. Big Star cutscenes are beautiful. I have to hide between the two blocks created by the spikes. That or just gun it upwards, but I don't think that's gonna work. There. Hold up, there. I have to do it again, don't I? Okay, it's a little bit more forgiving than I thought it would. Oh, shoot. You see a problem here? Too low. Not exactly pixel perfect. That'd be if it's like a spike block. There's a little bit more tolerance between that. The issue is more so with the portals. Because they're circles, the hitbox extends a bit further out than what it looks. At least human comprehension-wise, whereas the spikes are always squares. But yeah, when you have a situation where base can move up and down like this, forcing him to go through 2 wide gaps is a bit sadistic. Well, it could be worse. You could try forcing him through a 1-block gap, as a few Kaizo stages have done before, or troll levels. There is a problem and the other problem is that, in addition to base subtly hovering up and down, the momentum carries him forwards a bit. Now, if base immediately stopped moving vertically when I let go of the analog stick or D-pad, this wouldn't be so much of a problem, but he doesn't. And there's no brake button either. And I don't have an exact visual hitbox I can rely on. See, I thought I was a little bit more there. Again, this is going to the point where in the level pack, or by the Patty's levels, where it requires more precision precision movement. In essence, this would work a lot better if I had more precise movement. But Treble Boost isn't off. If I had air brakes, any form of air brakes would be nice. Like, I expected a shmup, this is now air dodging. Frankly, I'd rather do this on foot so I can actually stop myself. What could be worse, we could actually have fans involved, and that would mess with my vertical movement. Maybe someone's made a mod for Maker which actually shows the exact hitboxes for all these sprites. See, how am I supposed... Maybe if there was a checkpoint right after that, I'd be much more okay with it, but there isn't, so if I die, I have to repeat it over and over. Are you watching this patio? If you are, please don't include more stuff like this. If you do, just warn me in advance, I'll just use the level editor to skip it. I don't think this really adds much to the stage. Like, the whole point of this shmup is to... Up to this point, the main focus on this was shooting enemies in different environments with some dodging of obstacles, but now this has turned into a precision-focused stage, and base's mobility options are not precise enough, I'm afraid. As a matter of fact, the Treble Boost mode focuses more on agility rather than precision anyways. If you want precision, you should be on foot. One-way teleporters are cool. One-way teleporters are cool, but this is not at all how they were intended to be used, anyways. They could be. And here's the thing: they could be a whole lot worse. They could have been the two-way teleporters instead, which have a bigger hitbox. I do have the Spike Saver, but it doesn't help against the instant death blocks or the portals. Down, 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 down. Good. This is the second. See, the problem. Here's the problem. The Spike Guard will not protect me against the portals or the Mega Man 1 Death Spikes. That's the problem. Yeah. Basic slippery air movement is crucial. It was sort of teaching me along the way, but it's really easy to glide past it by damage boosting. Yeah, between the hitbox size, the lack of auto-scrolling, and limited attack options, the main difference between the Treble Boost and shmup game is that pretty much most shmups always allow precise and pixel-perfect movement. For the ones that don't, they aren't that focused on precise dodging anyways, or they have a different focus. But for what this is based off of, like the Gradiuses or Thunder Forces, even if sometimes you have momentum in them, there are ways to move more slowly. Like, if you tap up on the button, it'll go immediately 1 or 2 pixels. That's it. You only have momentum in some of those if you're going at high speeds, but okay, that's a fair trade-off. Hi. Hi. That was actually easier than the point where I had to swivel there. Okay, word of advice, I would cut that challenge in half or add a checkpoint immediately after. Force the player to only do it once or train them better for it. Yeah, some real needle treading. Like, I've played a few shmups in the past before. I've had issues dodging, but I never really had issues with precision, usually. I know at Gradius if you take too many speed ups, it can be a bit of an issue. But that's more player control. Oh gosh. Right, I understand the limitation. One of the important things about building levels in this engine is to understand the engine's limitations. Now, this challenge is doable, but it requires a different skill set that was... I suppose it was one of the things that is being built up here in this level series, but it was really easy to damage boost through a lot of stuff. Right, Furnace Studios, oh wait. Okay. And as usual, the boss fights are a lot easier than the stage preceding them. Okay, that's one. Almost. Like, I played and enjoyed Parodius on stream before. And I may even play its sequel later. One. They spawn. I'll take the damage. That's two. That wasn't so hard. Let's get out of this place. Really, the main problem I had with the stage is only 2 or 3 screens. If they were excised or made easier or made it a little bit more tolerable, I would straight up give this an upvote. Like, I understand this entire series has been mainly focused on shmup action with some sections involving dodging, or many sections involving evasion of both the enemies and various hazards, but this is the one where it really stopped to focus on the hazards and a few screens. You know, J-Butters, that is kind of an accurate assessment on Lapatio's level design in many situations, specifically referring to the harder and very hard levels. They do force the player to play in very specific configurations in order to get the best of the setups. Even when you have access to special weapons, there's more optimal setups that are focused on. All these gimmicks individually are fine, like the one-way teleporter. Imagine if we had the two-way teleporters instead. This stage would be far more of a nightmare because they're larger hitboxes, or what feels like they're larger hitboxes. I need to clarify. So Astral Ascent does not contain proction levels. Every layout was made from scratch. All they did was randomize which order they appear. That explains quite a bit. Sixth up is Frozen Jungle DX by Sunflower Azumarill. 56 plays, score 27. Oh, that's neat. And not just stuff from the Steam Workshop. They have done some more unique things in the past. Oh no, I don't want this. But some of the more unique setups have been on the very painful or difficult side. Like, I totally understand liking more Kaizo-ish design. When I say Kaizo-ish, I mean very precision or knowledge-focused design. But that's a very specific target audience in this game. It's more for the Captain Pollutions and Mega Marinos than for me. Oh yeah, and vent crystals. And, the other person whose name I'm forgetting. Oh, trust me, Dave. You aren't even close to the Kaizo design yet. Not exactly. Darn it. Oh, pfft. I thought I had to do a clever jump. No, this is the easy button. Who puts a flamethrower on top of an icy... Well, it was probably before the snow. You can even play in co-op, that's cool. Oh no, I'm dead. True, it doesn't need to be Kaizo to be interesting, but in the case of Lapatio, the most interesting things tend to be Kaizo-ish. Some of the setups are very particular, but they are very involved and interesting to look at. And play through if you're skilled enough. I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between, I feel the main issue here is that there's a bit of disconnect to the levels they like to play. I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between what levels they like to play and make, and what the audience here likes to see. And because they focus so much on that, the best levels end up being only reserved for a small number of people who can play through them, who are skilled enough to actually go through them. And they aren't that exactly good enough, and they haven't got enough experience scaling down the experiences while still maintaining the main things that made them interesting. I agree, it is possible to make, and I've seen it many times throughout this LP series, to make interesting stages without the use of Kaizo design, or being Kaizo I mean, but it requires practice. Like, it doesn't have to be easy either, it can just be normalish to hard. See what the classic Mega Man games did in the later half era, or 11. Yeah, no one can please everyone's interests. If you try doing that, you end up with the lowest common denominator, and no one's pleased. There's no one perfect pasta, only perfect pasta sauces. Rock. Oh gosh. Darn it. Oh shoot, that's bad. Bye. Beat. Help. Okay, that's not instant death, thankfully. I know this wasn't really a challenge to get, but this is more along the lines of what I was referring to back in Nightman Bus Reimagined. You can play C and M tanks, but you should make it a bit of a challenge to get or require to use the special weapons. I don't think I put an M tank here, maybe an E tank. I see what you're going for. Yeah, butters. Afraid not. I thought the opposite of creepy pasta would be happy pasta. Or whatever we're going by today. Haha. Oh no. No. Oh. Could I reset it? Yeah, just leave the room. Let me out, let me out! Gotcha! Oh my goodness, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was paying more attention to greenery. Flash. Ow. Bird. Down? Oh. Sometimes it's not exactly clear. Checkpoint. I keep thinking those tree trunks are part of the background. Thank you, Beat. Thank you for doing time stop. Any secret? Nope. Ah, shoot. Next disaster averted! Bouncy ball. So much for that. See, I thought it was gonna fall off. I thought it was gonna be launched to the left side of the ice block, so I held right. I got launched to the other side. Drinking pasta. Including one of the main gimmicks of the stage. I always appreciate when designers do that. Does it always work out? Depends. Are you okay down there, Plant Man? I think he's stuck. Whoops. Even if I was playing as the other characters, it would kind of turn him into a joke if he gets stuck down there. Yeah, it certainly was unexpected. And I almost paid the price. Instead, I paid with a coupon. In terms of levels, I'd say this is... Time to Command a Gutsman as being my favorable entry. The Mario stage pipe maze was also a lot better than expected, but I don't know. This felt like a lot easier blend of challenges that came out nice. PS Underswap. I never actually played that. Of course. 7th up is Chemical Control Center by Parazero. 20 plays and a score of 5. Thank you for your short review of Astral Ascent. Really, I have too many things to talk about Jaden. The problem is most of them wouldn't actually be relevant, or most of the people here wouldn't understand what I'm referring to. Because I keep track of a lot of indie games, many of which aren't exactly mentioned here. Or various thoughts on other games, fan game design, James design. Oh shoot, thank you for reminding me, Buster. Yeah, Me and the Hollower got delayed for a few months. It was originally going to be released on Halloween, but they decided to push it back because they need to do some polishing. So now it's going to be released a few months later, maybe in early 2026. And did I say, good on Yacht Club Games for doing that. They have the time, they don't need to rush. Besides, there are a lot of very highly well-regarded games that were released in the last month or two, so maybe it's best to push it back. I'll hold off on that, Buster, in terms of the legends. Legends, not the legends. Not just Skong. Skong, Hades 2. One moment, please. I need to check something. Well, in this last mod, it'd probably be Hades 2 and Skong. And if you want to talk beat 'em ups, Absolem. But that's a little bit more obscure. So yeah, they decided, they want to polish up things more. Like, I know they mentioned in a document that a few levels had a bit of signposting issues. So, better get that fixed. When I say signposting, I mean in testing, more than a few testers actually missed the stage exit. Geno Kids is not big enough or big enough, Jaden. That's not the best. That's not the example I was thinking of. Absolem, though. Even if many people, even if all the people who are interested in that genre played it says that it's good, it hasn't made a big enough splash in the indie sphere. Whereas with Hades 2 and Skong, it's an entirely different story. So, yeah. Yacht Club Games didn't want to release in a market that's too crowded or has too much of attention diverted away with a product that isn't up to snuff yet, up to their specs. And I do agree, for example, when I played the Steam Next Fest demo of it, I was mostly good, but there was a minor issue with the tutorial, I'd say. Okay. Is that how we're gonna do it? Fine. Will she... Yes. No. Okay. Ah. I thought she was gonna do it later. Let's try this again, shall we? I got refills on this, so it shouldn't be so bad. I guess. Bye! The more it bounces, the stronger it gets. Goodbye. Pirate and mermaid. Not a rompy stage, but thank you for sending it. Oh, Blitz? One sec. Oh, you're checking the server. Do you mean Berserk BITS or Berserk Bits? The trailer should show you what the gameplay is. Basically, imagine Mega Man Battle Network, but it was an idle game. That's the best way I can describe it. And my response is, why not? The hilarious thing is, this probably more accurately reflects the Battle Network being being a PET owner versus what we actually see in the games. That's actually the funny thing. Simple. They're trying to see if the audience is there, and this is probably what I'm thinking. This is also is like a subtle trying to see if there's a market enough to actually make it a full game for it. Let's go, Lan. We must stop Legoman before he teams up with Armsman. And to answer your other question, Buster, when it was featured during the last Steam X Fest, it actually was fairly successful. So, this has already established its audience. Honestly, if this game is successful enough, then, I'm probably gonna... we're probably gonna have a full-on, game in the Battle Worker style. And I'd rather not just call to ask people what is wrong with you if you're trying to make a game. I don't know. I like people actually experimenting with stuff instead of going for the obvious things. This indie market's crowded enough already. And besides, it's not even that high budget anyways. Let me rephrase your thought, Jaden. Berserk Bits is basically Battle Network if it was an idle RPG starring many of the characters from Berserk Boy as a lower budget spin-off title. Yeah, that is closer to... You know, I have seen mentions about 4.5 and about a similarity, so probably. And hey, if we're gonna have spiritual successors to the other Battle Network games, might as well have one to 4.5. I never actually played the demo, so we'll see, we'll see. The funny thing is, if I actually get a key for this title, it's going to be a bit awkward to play through because this is an idle game. It's supposed to be running in the background and played with something else, so, I'm honestly thinking if I do that, I'll play Berserk Boy alongside Berserk Bits, just for the extra hilarity. I'm just delaying because I exhausted the main queue before looping again. You already sent that level, Dave. Of course, the whole question underpinning all these spiritual successors and heavily inspired titles is that, is there enough of an audience? Is the audience big enough to justify making that game, those games? We could have had one good interpreter. I thought one step from Eden was good enough, but I understand how it diverges in the gameplay in some very key aspects. And putting on my serious cap, I understand the joke you're making. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. And Wii itself is very decentralized anyways. If anything, we're probably the next title that's gonna take it, that's gonna be the next quote-unquote good quote-unquote interpretation quote-unquote of Battle Network. It's gonna come from a very obscure. It's most likely gonna come from a very obscure developer. Then my answer would be One Step from Eden. I've spoken to several people who never actually played the Battle Network games before, and they quite liked One Step. It was difficult, sure, especially in the endgame, but they quite liked it. Anyways, I'll be right back in a moment. I need to get a sip of water and then move on to the last set of levels. And I have returned. Let's take a look-sees. Yeah, if you want an example or a basis point, Minubi, play Battle Network 6. And perhaps 3. J Butter says, what if you combine Mario & Luigi, Undertale, Deltarune, Battle Network, and Command Missions mechanics into one game? Well, if you're referring to Mario & Luigi and Command Mission, the closest thing would be Expedition 33. And if you're talking about Materia, yeah, that sounds like Expedition 33. I am trying to figure out how Deltarune... Well, I know Lunar Lux tried to combine the Deltarune and Battle Network mechanics together. The balance system was not fully baked. It left a lot to be desired. Very unfortunate because it is possible to do all of those. I will eventually play Expedition 33. What was I to do? Okay. Let's do another stage. The visual novel? Nah. If it was really a visual novel, it would have at least 3 or 4 times the amount of text. There are enough battles in that game to make it a non-visual novel. Like, in order for something to qualify as a visual novel for me, it has to have a lot more text and reading. Like, take something like, if you want an example of a demo I covered that's more like a visual novel or is a visual novel, see Kumi Tantai. Anyways, 8 up is Base 2 Illusion Castle, Wily Stage 2 by Mixter and EEX, 20 plays and a score of 6. There are many things I'd say about this game, Lunar Lux, that ended up being I wouldn't call it a visual novel, not even pretending to be. Oh no, no, get me back down. I want that. Undertale's an interesting story in regards to whether you consider a visual novel or not. I don't, but it does have a lot of text. Oh gosh. We're going here. Oh my... Yeah, I thought so. Oh no. That's gonna be a problem. No checkpoint A? Okay. Gotta love being able to do this. Rebel, thanks. That's a bit of an awkward jump, even with base. What if one of these is fake? Goodbye. Just skip those blocks, and that was a fake one. And the real one. Okay, got to buy Berserk Boy, Pipstrello, as well as Magenta Horizon. Ah, shoot. Pipstrello is actually quite interesting because I've heard a lot of good things about it. And it's one of the few indie games I know of that's going for a GBA aesthetic and style. I should have covered its next fest demo. Oh golly. Huh? Okay. Wait a minute, is this like the Mega Man 2 intro? Is this like the Wily 1 stage from Mega Man 2? Right, I wanted that. Aha, I still get it. Well, I missed whatever was up that ladder. Ah, sure, J Butters. Drop your birth by sleep stuff. I'm not even sure what the intended way of doing that is, actually. Ah. He really is weak to that. Oh shoot, I'm out. So much for that. Plan B. Hang on a moment. Good night. I can see why this got a better score than the previous stage. Neat job. I asked for many things. I don't know if I come to regret them later. Burrito pasta plane. Okay, what else should I cover here? Nice job getting most proper queue. Okay. I'm padding out for a little bit for time, but let's try it. Ninth up is Plasma Man by SWN1 Forte. 118 play, score 62. I'm not referring to anyone else, I just mean myself. Oh my gosh. That statement reminds me of myself when I was much younger. Not no backbone, but less willing to stand up and more worried about social ostracization. I know that's a little bit of exaggeration, but more like being worried about being fun of or left out. Give me my charge shot back. Give me my upgraded charge shot back. Ouch. Prickled. Woo! I don't even know what I think about BBS. Then again, all I know is that it's a prologue to the main Kingdom Hearts series. I was gonna say earliest prologue, but that's no longer the case anymore. Yeah, that's why when trying to discuss games, especially ones I like, I try to listen to multiple perspectives of what the title did right or wrong. This doesn't just apply to games, it also applies to other forms of media. Prequel to Kingdom Hearts 1 and 3. Prequel to Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. 1 and 2, and maybe 3. Yeah, I thought so. And I can't get up there. Ooh. Wait. Save. Weep. Bye, Vui. Be strong. Wow, I just face planted against that. I need some context. Why is Birth by Sleep hated by a certain segment of the Kingdom Hearts fan base? Like, give me like a 1,000 view overview. 1,000 meter overview or something. Wait a sec. See? All clear. What? Oh, it's I keep forgetting it's solid on both sides when I keep expecting it to act more like the Magma version, which isn't. I'll take the damage. Well, for a most popular queue level, it's actually more interesting because it has some teeth to it. so to speak. It has a long line of issues, but half the complaints are that it's just not like KH2. Wasn't Birth by Sleep originally released on the PlayStation Portable? Caution, Vui. That to me explains a lot why it doesn't play like KH2. It couldn't really because of portable console limitations. Yes. Now we get past here. I didn't want to kill the Vui as usual. Let's do it the funny way now. What? Pfft, really? We could have defeated this the funny way. Okay, it's twice. You know what, let's do this again. Let me up, let me up. Yes! It worked this time. The general public takes this a fine game, same with Dream Drop Distance. Oh, cool. Hard mode. Now easy mode. I find it funny how the critical phase is easier than the first phase, at least in Maker. Curious. You know, I think it could be more focused with some of the laser mechanics and laser gimmicks. Like, the climax could have more involved the force beams. As it stands right now, I actually liked it. I'll say this before closing off the stream. Sometimes when people get too involved in a fandom, or play too many games in a particular series and get too overly focused, they end up disliking certain titles more than they ought to. Or they would have if they were less involved. That's happened to me a few times too. Not a few, several to many times. Sometimes if you focus too much in one particular series or sub-series or franchise, you can end up losing perspective. This is one of the many reasons why I take breaks from Maker or Mega Man from time to time, and why I've started covering more indie games. I realized I was becoming too negative of the series and getting too snappy at designers here, some of which who may just be amateurs or younger people who don't have the experience, and they don't deserve to get so sardonic criticism. Also a similar reason why with fan games, I'm not as harsh with some of the things they don't do as well as compared to, for example, Buster. I get there are some valid issues, but I feel often with passion projects, considering they're just made out of love for the franchise. Okay, maybe sometimes love and a combination of attention, but they do it without any money and just with time and effort. And the final product's gonna be free. I tend to be a lot nicer because of those. Now, if the game's being sold, that's a different story. But, yeah. I'll be direct. Oh, Halloween's on a Friday, eh? We'll see about that. But it is true that I tend to be a lot nicer compared to numerous other influencers or content creators or streamers on YouTube. Sometimes overly so and more so than I should be. And I should be more analytical on paid titles or titles that deserve to have more examination on them. I do agree with that. In any case, of the 9 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would be Commando Gutsman by Jedi74, with an honorable mention going to Mega Koopa by Dave, or Neko Dave. Good job, you2, and thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels to me. It's really appreciated. My video standards are kind of, well, there are certain games I don't do because they're not going to be popular enough, but I'd say my standards are eh. I do try to curate what I do cover, though, so we don't end up with just piles and piles of blast stuff or absolute trash. With that out of the way, it is time for the art showcase. I'm not going to play the music here because it may cause a copyright issue, but I will comment on the art. First, this is artwork from Cyphro, or Cyphro. It's super adorable. Or Cyphro. Oh. Hug. I know exactly how you feel, J Butters. It's fan-made music, but on a game that isn't real, on a Nintendo game, so I've been a bit hesitant. I'll do it next time, though. And I'll do it a more detailed check. Get on me during the MS Paint era. Fortress watching robot. Ever watching. This is not a Roadmaster sketch. Could pass as one. I swear I've seen a design before in a Western animated series, but I can't recall which one. If I ever go quote unquote Ramsey, it'll be against certain paid titles which I've done something really ill-advisable. I'll say it nicely. In any case, thank you for submitting the art, everyone. Thank you to everyone who submitted your levels, your art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new videos for the channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other video or stream on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help them out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next week. See you around!